Zach, we're talking with Coach Harris. The deep ball this year, it seems like it's something that's really clicked on. I know at times, I mean, it seems like it has made it look a little easier than it actually is at times this year due to the rhythm, chemistry, whatever it is. But why has that worked so well for you guys this year?
Yeah, well, we worked on it a lot in the off season, and I know Brett, that was a major focus. So through spring, through summer, he was determined to be more consistent with his deep ball, and obviously adding Ced Wilson to the mix is a nice deep ball threat. But yeah, just overall reps, I would say, for Brett. You know, he's really put in some work and some time at throwing a little bit softer ball and putting it in spots where our guys can make plays.
What does that kind of mean? I guess throwing that softer ball. I mean, you look at some of those throws up there, and they're some of them are pretty darn pretty, I guess.
Yeah, no, again, it's just reps, and he's learned, sometimes, in the past, I had noticed he'd try to throw a little flatter ball and, make that perfect throw, but he's understanding that, that easy one over the top, or even, sometimes with a bigger receiver, he can almost lay it up a little short and let him go up and get it. Just, I guess, understanding of the deep ball, a little bit more. And, other than that, I don't know.
Is that something Coach Harrison said that you complimented your work with him? Is that something that you've tried to?
Yeah, I know even when I came in here to Boise and just talking with Brett initially, and just seeing what he really wanted and what he felt like he could get a lot better at. And that was one of the topics that came up. So, again, through the summer, through the spring, when we were able to actually work with him a little bit more in the spring, and he just made a concerted effort to kind of feel that out. And whether it's one-on-ones in practice, and we're working on some takes or some nines or whatever that is, just talking them through. Hey, this is a good opportunity to throw a back shoulder, or hey, let's put that a little higher. Just feeling some different scenarios out.
Coach Hart, go ahead.
I was saying, joked with Rid before about getting the tight ends involved, and I think it's always it seems like that's something people always want to see, but obviously when you got Cedric Wilson and Thomas and Jeremy, that can't always work out. But to get Jake Knight involved, and how much have you guys maybe tried to consciously maybe see if you can get those guys kind of back in the mix a bit?
Yeah, the big play that Jake made at the end of the game with that in route, in traffic, and drop 8. That was a huge play for him, huge confidence booster, and just to see him catch that thing in the middle and then take off and run like he did and show some good athleticism, I guess just proves the work that he's put into, and he's got a ton of confidence in himself, and he may not get targeted a ton, but again, I think all of our guys are ready for those opportunities to make plays, and it was exciting to see him make some plays. But yeah, definitely with as much personnel as we use, and whether it's 10 personnel, 11, 12, or heavy sets with our tight ends, then we want to try to mix the ball up and target different guys, and so teams can't clue into one guy.
Coach Hartson was kind of listing some areas in all three phases, for improvement. So you kind of challenging the team kind of here down the stretch. The turnovers on offense, obviously, it hasn't been a huge problem this year, but in the last game it was. With the 2 days off, kind of a mini bye almost, is this kind of a time to kind of flip that switch for the stretch run here and challenge these guys that even though you're 7-0, there's obviously a lot of areas for improvement?
For sure. We're looking at it as a new season, a fresh season, and a good challenge for our guys to step up and really take that ball leverage and ball security to a new level. We're looking to revamp practices in different ways, just to overemphasize that. And, obviously it showed up in this last game, and I think without those turnovers, it could have been a different ball game. But I think getting fresh for those few days is good for those guys as well, and getting in the training room, and so we're not as many bumps and bruises, and trying to get those guys healthy so they're playing as fast as they can and as confident as they can.
Other than maybe New Mexico game and I guess maybe Louisiana, it doesn't seem like you've really put a full game together in all three phases for the full game. Is it weird, I guess, that you're 7-0 with that being the case, or is that encouraging that you still feel like there's a lot of areas for this team to get better?
Well, what I would say is our guys find ways to win, and it may not always be pretty, as football is at times, but even through the adversity, those guys are staying together, they're staying positive. You know, where early on in the season we may have gotten a little tight in situations. We haven't felt that as much in those games. It was more of a, hey, let's go, let's get after it, good energy. You know, the sidelines are moving and talking, so that's good improvement, you know, through the season. But, you know, I mean, obviously you want to play that perfect game, you know, in every game, and different things come up in different games, and we just, again, got to be able to handle that adversity positively and you know, come out with those W's at the end of the game. But ideally, yeah, we want to be able to finish games and be able to put our foot on the gas and keep going through all the way through the game and take advantage of our opportunities and score in the red zone and move the chains and all that fun stuff. So.
Why don't you